What is going on, Skull family? I'm Kyle,
And I'm Darin
and this is the Purple Dopes with
with
Hopes
Hopes
podcast.
podcast.
Darin, I don't know if you can see it, man, but I'm kind of like I know our friends on YouTube can see it, but I know our friends on the other podcast, if they're just listening, they can't see it. But I got the Thielen jersey out, man. I'm hoping the Purple Dopes might bring a little magic when it comes to bringing our boy back. I know we're
You
gonna get
telling
into
me you got a feeling?
But I got a Thielen. Oh my gosh, I can't be doing that on here. But we'll get into that a little bit later. Thanks, guys, for tuning into the Purple Dopes podcast. If you are following along on YouTube, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, drop a comment on where you're listening or watching from. We would love to kind of feel out where people are tuning in from.
Vikings fans everywhere. Got to know where you're at.
Absolutely. And then if you are on any of our podcast platforms, Apple, Spotify, Amazon, or iHeartRadio, please make sure to follow along the show. And then, of course, we encourage you guys drop a rating and then leave a review. We'd love to hear kind of your thoughts, your feelings on kind of what you think about
Absolutely.
these two dopes talking about a team that gives them hopes every single season. So, Darin, dude, you spent a little time at the Minnesota State Fair. How was that this weekend?
The great Minnesota get together. It was great, man. There's crazy foods there. Everything's on a stick. Personally, it's fun to check out. It's called Carousel Park. That's where they have the KFAN radio booth. So I got to
Okay.
stop in and check out Paul Allen's show live for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the KFN personalities out there. So fun to take that in and yeah, listen to a little Vikings talk that morning and wore my Purple Dopes shirt. Got probably, I bet there's at least 6, 7, 8 people that had to ask me a few questions about it. So
Okay. Well,
maybe we're getting a few new listeners this week.
hey, if you're tuning in and you met Darin, the Darin from the Purple Dopes podcast at the State Fair, please make sure you let us know.
Yeah, love to hear a comment.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
How was the Vikings fandom? We've seen a lot of purple out at the fair.
Oh, tons. Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of shirts you can buy. There's so much swag at the state
Yeah.
fair. Yeah, a bunch of other media doing Vikings talk. So it was
Nice.
great. Just walking around, kind of feeling it out. In between my snacks of like fried candy bars on a stick and anything else. So, but yeah, I thought the vibe was great. I think there's a ton of excitement right now.
Love it.
Where like every other shirt I saw was purple.
Love it.
I mean,
Nice.
we're late August, man. People we're jonesing, right?
Yep.
Like
Yep.
it's football season here.
Well, hey, Minnesota State Fair. I mean, if you're looking to add another booth and bring the dopes in live next year, hey,
We love it.
we'll do whatever you ask. We'll eat, we'll
Absolutely.
drink whatever you ask, and we will do ourselves a live show. So, man, Darin, there was like some Vikings action all weekend long,
Oh
and
my gosh.
I want to start with the quarterback moves that happened just yesterday, Sunday. Popped out in the morning that the Vikings had traded Sam Howell to the Eagles. They brought in Carson Wentz on Saturday, and then they signed him on Sunday morning. How you feeling about that shift? As we kind of have been talking the whole time, Sam Howell's going to be our QB2, and then all of a sudden now we got veteran Carson Wentz coming in to be QB2. What are your thoughts on that move?
Yeah, I mean, from everything I've heard, Howell's camp was probably a mixed bag. I think he started slow, improved to the point where in that first game against the Texans, I thought he looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Overall, ran the ball a couple of times, had that rushing touchdown. I thought he delivered the ball on time. Sounds like he had a decent week of practice leading into the team practice with the
Yeah. Yeah.
Patriots, and then looked awful
Yeah.
ever since. And so I think if you're competing for a backup spot in the NFL, I don't think you can have off days.
Yeah.
Especially when you're, 7-on-7, like any of that, where it sounds like he was sailing balls left and right. And
Mm.
so, yeah, I would say not surprised. And you look at what we got in terms of draft capital back, we gave up a sixth to the Seahawks to get him, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or a fifth. I don't even remember. We got a fifth and a seventh back. We're giving up Howell and a sixth. So I thought in terms of compensation, it's about a wash. Maybe
Yeah.
we're even a little ahead. And then in terms of Carson Wentz, the big thing is he's a backup.
Yeah.
And if you think of like his skill set, like can Carson Wentz come in and play for half a game? Sure. Could he start a game? Yeah.
For sure.
Could he lead us for the whole season? No.
Yeah.
But that's true of most backup quarterbacks, right? If your starting quarterback gets hurt, feels like the season's
Yeah.
a little iffy. So I'm okay with the moves, and in terms of who's available, I didn't want us throwing a third round pick out to try to grab someone else's backup off their roster. Like
Yeah.
I'm fine with Wentz. Like I don't want to make a big trade for a backup. Like again, sixth, seventh round pick, sure, but yeah. So I'd say all in all, like I'm enthusiastic about where quarterback room sits right now.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz being a vet again, like system wise, like everyone's talking about his time with the Rams. He knows the system.
Yeah.
Again, I'm less concerned about that than I am. Just his ability to kind of be a leader in that room with, a couple of young guys. So I
Yeah.
don't know. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think I agree with you 100% on how we've been talking about him, since we started this podcast as far as, his ability to be that quarterback number two. When we brought him in, I think there was some excitement, but I think he just failed the expectations. I mean, I
Yeah,
think I agree. He definitely, every game it feels like he was getting a little bit worse, and then you got to show up. And I mean, it's
absolutely.
preseason, and as a quarterback too, you got to show up. And I think bringing in a guy like Wentz, who's got that big game experience. I think
For sure.
2016 he had an MVP caliber season. Got hurt, and then the Eagles
Yeah,
won the Super Bowl.
2017. But yeah, that's when
2017,
he
yeah,
tore up the knee and
yeah. So I mean, I think he brings a lot. The thing I do like about Wentz is he's been a backup the last few seasons. He's not coming in to play that starting role,
yep.
which maybe there was a little bit of that with Sam Howell, just because he is still a younger guy. Wentz knows the spot, he knows the role. And then you mentioned it. Actually, he was with the Rams with KOC at one point. So I think that
Yeah.
connection there. And then I read online that him and Josh McNown, I don't know if they played together or if they had some sort of friendship, but there's a connection there.
Yeah,
Um,
so I believe they played together in Philly.
okay.
Must have been Philly.
Yeah, that makes sense. Um,
Or yeah. And actually it was McVay who but McVay runs the same offense as
yeah,
KOC.
well, yes,
That's
that's what I meant.
where
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Two hands, two eggs in the same hand there. So,
Exactly.
but and then just bringing that veteran leadership.
Yeah.
Sam Howell, as we've talked about, he's had a bigger season. He threw for I think 4,000 yards one year. But being a guy, Carson Wentz, 26. When did he come in the league? 2016 or 17?
I think 16 was the rookie year.
Yeah, it was. Yep. It was the same as Derrick Henry. So, the guy's been in the league for 8 years. He's played for multiple teams. He knows how to
Yeah,
get, he knows how to be that guy in the locker room. So
absolutely.
I have no issues with Carson Wentz being the number two. What I'm more excited about, and probably you would agree, is our quarterback number three, Mr. Max Brosmer.
Roseburg, let's go, baby. Oh
uh,
man. I mean, what a story. Undrafted free agent, bring him in.
yeah.
And there's a lot to love. Like he's making throws right now
Yeah.
that we didn't see him make at the University of Minnesota. Like the arm talent we knew was there.
And I
Uh,
mean, you've been able to follow him a little bit, obviously closer than I have, being a Minnesota guy.
for sure. And he was only here for 1 year. So he
Okay,
came from like I think it was like New Hampshire,
okay,
or it was like a smaller school, but he transferred in just for 1 year. But man, like arm talent's there for sure. They run a little, I wouldn't say the quarterback can always showcase his skills at all times
yeah,
in the Minnesota Gopher offense. But you liked what you saw last year. Did I think he'd make a team this year? I thought it'd be borderline.
yeah.
But
Did you
yeah,
think
great to see
did you
him.
think he'd make your team this year?
No, I didn't. I didn't think he'd be coming into to the Vikings. So, but he earned it, man. I
Yeah,
mean, through and through, like he played well, he practiced well. I mean, you look at his stats, like they're better than anyone else. I know he played a lot more than some of the other guys, but and I thought, that game on Friday night, like he's solidified his role. Like he's
absolutely.
been ripping the whole game,
Yeah,
and Max went out and he slung it and he earned it. So
yeah.
I'm happy to see that he's sticking around
I mean,
and yeah,
how can
be
you?
interesting. Not that I want us to get into this situation,
Yeah,
but
no,
you get halfway through the year and JJ, has to miss a game or two. Like if
yeah.
Max is really firing all cylinders in practice, I don't know. Maybe he's the guy that gets bumped to QB1, but Anyway,
So
let's not even talk about that because we
yeah,
need
I mean,
to
JJ's going to
fail
be, yeah, he's going to be healthy all year. He's going to lead us to the playoffs and then the Super Bowl. It's fine. But I think the story of it all, kind of makes it for me. I mean, it's no different than a guy like Adam Thielen,
for sure.
hometown boy, undrafted, gets picked up, makes the squad. I mean, you want to root for those guys.
Absolutely.
And as you said, and I would agree, it wasn't just because he was a hometown kid. He played his tail off. He did what he needed to do. Played well. Made some great throws.
Yeah.
Even on Friday, holy moly, a couple of his throws were just dimes.
Tight windows. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you just love to see a guy like that win. So
Yeah.
shout out to Max Brosmer. You tuning in. I
Yeah,
know you
man.
are. We'd love to have you on the show to talk. But yeah. What a win for just the hometown kid. You got to love that.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, let's jump in a little bit here, not from under center, but the guy he's looking at out there. Man, there have been a ton of talks about the Vikings wide receiver room. We
Ooh,
know Jordan Addison's out 3 games. Jalen Naylor with the hand injury. Rondale Moore is not coming back this year. So there have just been. I mean, I've heard
even
every name
Jefferson
under.
with the hamstring. I mean, I
Yeah,
know he's healthy, but
yeah.
man, those things can linger. So yeah, they're probably a couple guys short right now.
Yeah, but I've heard every name under the sun. One name that keeps popping up, and I think it's just the Minnesota, hopes is that maybe Adam Thielen, gets a shot to come back to finish in purple. But what are your thoughts on that wide receiver position, that wide receiver two?
Yeah.
Assuming that Jefferson's going to be fine week one, what would be your kind of thought process for the Vikings in that spot?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to overpay number one for anything. Because you look at what we have. Addison will be back after 3 games. I think he's really what creates the biggest question mark for me. Not being this year, but next year. I
Yeah,
mean, he's coming up wanting to get paid, and it's like, are we gonna sign him to 25, 30 million a year?
yeah,
I don't know if we're gonna commit that much money to the wide receiver position. I love Jordan Addison.
yeah.
Scores touchdowns. He's reliable, at least when he's on the field. So, you want a guy like that to stick around, but I do see, if you're Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah, you need to try to predict the future here a little bit. And
Mm,
will we be able to keep Addison at a certain number? If not, is it cheaper right now to trade for a guy that you can sign maybe who's not happy with his current situation?
for
I don't even
sure.
know what that market would look like.
Yeah,
And so circling back to Thielen, he's not a guy that is going to come in and be wide receiver two, but he might be wide receiver three this
for
year,
sure.
maybe even next year.
Yeah.
And again, I'm massive Adam Thielen fan. The story, just good dude. How could he not be, right? So I'm going to start by saying that. That being said, there is a limit on what I'd pay to get him.
Yeah.
Like, because I do understand from Carolina's standpoint, like he's a massive leader in that wide receiver
Yeah,
room,
we know.
kind of teaching those young guys, the right way to do things, kind of that safety blanket for Bryce Young. So they might be looking to score a little bit more draft capital than we want to
Yeah.
give up. Hopefully we can make it work, but if all of a sudden the announcement is we gave up a second to get him, I'd be a little
Agreed.
disappointed in that
Yeah.
we let him walk for nothing a
Yep.
couple of years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. 2 years
So
ago. Yeah,
yeah, so
absolutely.
again, like definitely a great guy to have in the building. He's shown he can still play.
Yeah.
But I think we're probably 2 guys short. So if Thielen's one, I mean, I don't know. Like again, Terry McLaurin was kind of a dark horse I was hoping for,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Commanders locked him up today. So I
Oh,
don't
did
think,
they? I didn't even.
yeah,
I didn't see.
I think
So I've
he's
been up. Yeah.
yeah, it was like 3 years, 96 million, I think. So
Um,
he's getting paid. So
as he
uh,
should. As he should. I
I think he
think.
should. Yeah, he earned it for
And
sure.
he's been the kind of the backbone of that offense as they've
Yeah.
been kind of grinding out the last couple of years to finally get to a place where they got a quarterback, they got a team.
Yes.
I mean, look, I love Adam Thielen. He's one of my all-time favorite Vikings.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I mean, if it takes getting rid of a second or even a third, round pick, I think that's giving up a little too much. But we need a guy. So I just ran down the list of current free agents, and I just want to kind of throw them at you. and see what your thoughts are. I know I
Yeah,
think
let's do it.
you put out something the other day about Tyreek Hill. I don't know if we're going to get Tyreek Hill in purple. That'd be something though.
It
But
would be great,
so
but
currently on the free agent market, we got Amari Cooper.
nope,
Thoughts?
not anymore. He's going to the Raiders.
Oh, did he sign?
Just signed. Yep.
Man, geez Louise.
Yep.
Google, you
Yep.
let me down. I mean, Google, if you still
Yes.
want to sponsor the podcast, feel free,
It,
but you let me
it
down.
was like literally like an hour or two ago.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So,
Fair enough.
yeah.
Okay. Well, you're going to have Keenan Allen. Is he available?
No, he's with the Chargers.
Oh man, look, I'm failing today. Forget it. I'm scratching my
Forget it.
list. I'm scratching my list. So is there anybody else that comes to mind in your head that you think the Vikings could, potentially go after to be that wide receiver 3 spot, maybe wide receiver 2?
Yeah, so free agent wise, I don't think there's a ton left.
Yeah.
There's maybe some dark horse I'm missing that I doesn't come to mind.
Okay.
The one that's interesting right now is Jacoby Myers.
Oh yeah, I did
Pittsburgh
see that.
Raiders.
Yeah.
He's asking for a trade. Again, I don't know what the compensation is going to be.
Yeah.
And salary wise, I think we'd have to clear some cap room, which again, I think that's moving funny money around. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure they do it. Um, but I don't know what the compensation would be. So if they're asking for a second or a third, I mean, Jacoby Myers is a lot younger. So
Yeah.
again, bringing in, and I don't know. So he's interesting. Thielen seems like kind of the one right now that everyone's kind of putting their eggs in his basket.
I know Quasi's made the call. It just seems
Yeah,
like they haven't got to an agreement yet. So it's every day you kind of wake up hoping you'll see it pop up on
want
your
to see some
social media.
news. Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah. Well,
But those are kind of the two. I mean, Tyreek Hill, for all the problems he's had, man, like that guy gets just flat out fast. It would
oh,
be
he's the fast guy in the NFL.
amazing,
Yeah. Uh,
amazing if he played even just 1 year.
yeah. No,
Him, Jefferson,
that
oh my gosh,
yeah,
Addison when he's back
that would
I mean, good luck.
yeah,
Like,
that would
pretty
be
sure one of us could throw a ball around that offense.
um
Oh man,
well, the Vikings wrapped up the preseason with a game against the Titans. They lost 23-13. I think you and I both we kind of talked about it a little bit already. Just over the weekend. Not a lot of reasons to kind of go back and watch the highlights of that game. You can if you want.
there weren't many.
Yeah. A couple things that I thought just stood out to me. Once again, Mr. Is it Bryce Price?
Drawing a blank on the first name, but yeah,
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
the kick returner.
Yep.
I know he's from Indiana. Is it Bryce Price? Oh man, it escapes me. Anyways, I just think he's going to be the guy back there. I really do.
I think he's done enough, shown enough now, 2 games in a row that they're gonna keep him.
Yeah, I do think so. I think he's going to be, and maybe I'm wrong here. I've been wrong before. I'm a dope, but I just think he continues to secure the ball, number one, and he gets positive yardage. And so I like him. I think KOC likes him. And so I think he's going to be the guy back there, returning punts and kicks as the season kicks off in Chicago.
As long as he's catching that ball on punts.
That's well, yep,
Yeah,
100%, 100%. And then just the shining star was, of course, Max Brosmer. I mean, just
absolutely.
out there, really playing for his spot and earned it. I mean, he did everything that he needed to do out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I thought he played really well. I was a little bummed at the end of the game. I know it was a 10-point game, but they just started handing the ball off. I wish they would have let him push the ball down the field a little bit towards the end of the game just to see what happens. But
last preseason game, it's like, all right, let's just
kind
of two-hand touch him and we'll all get out of here healthy.
I could tell KOC was not going to risk anything, which makes sense to me. So
yeah, for sure.
I was a little bit, as I watched that first and second quarter, the Titans were running that ball. Which I know we got our, second and third string guys in there, but want to make sure that the run does not happen like that as the season starts. I'm sure Flores is preparing and ready for it, but Tennessee definitely ran the ball, I think, better than any other team against us in the preseason. But
Yeah. The other thing I'd probably throw in there, just granted he was 2 for 4, but Will Reichert hit from 58,
58. Well,
the six.
one of those was a 63 yarder.
63, and it looked like
Yeah,
he had the distance. It
yeah,
just faded to the right on him just at the end, but like it looked like he had the distance there.
for
So
sure.
again, like if you got a guy that you could in theory trot out to kick a 60 yarder, what else are you asking for, right?
Absolutely.
If he's
Absolutely.
kicking 55, 58 yarders
58, yeah.
consistently and has the ability to at least attempt one of those long
Yeah.
ones, I mean, I think that's great. So I'm super excited for Will coming into the season. Thought
Yeah.
he had a great preseason. And great rookie year last year. Just excited to see him kind of continue to roll. And again, we've put in enough time where we've earned having at least semi-reliable kicker as a
100%.
fan of
We
this.
have
So
earned this keep. That is
yes,
for dang sure.
for
So,
sure, for sure.
um,
The other thing, I mean, this is just popping in the top of my mind. Did we talk Harrison Phillips last week?
we have not discussed Harrison Phillips. We put out a couple
We
of
had the
shorts
shorts,
on
but
the
yeah, that
email,
came
but
after
yeah,
our
I don't
show
know that we've
last week.
discussed it. Yeah, so let's we can kind of finish out here. The Harrison Phillips trade. You and I called you as soon as it happened. Like, what
Yeah.
are we thinking here? What are your thoughts, man? I mean, that's a leader in the locker room. That's kind of been a pillar of our defensive line. Like, what do you think?
Just even the man in the community, like he
Yeah.
just
Well, you know,
charity
yeah,
work, like he was just a great dude. So,
um,
yeah, I was surprised. Now it's two things. One, there's depth, right, at the D line position. So
100%.
my guess is they were going to have to end up cutting someone they didn't want to.
Mm,
And so they thought, let's get something for Harrison Phillips, knowing that we can fill this role.
yeah.
And the second piece to that, at least, is where I'm assuming that we're going to look for a wideout and that we're saving some
Yep.
money against the cap.
Yeah.
So can we bring in a wideout, to eat up that cap money? That's kind of where my head went right away, and it kind of still is right there. Obviously, we're looking for wideouts, but seemed like better to get something for him now than maybe not get anything if he left. I don't know,
Yeah,
but
my only thinking on it is as the season gets closer every day. So if we're going to do something, we need to start going out right
yeah,
now. They need to be on the horn, 24/7 to make this happen because
for sure.
as the season gets closer and closer, the guys got to prepare, they got to come in.
Yeah,
Granted the wide receiver position, I feel like most guys can experienced guys can jump into sets, but KOC he's a great coach. So
yeah,
I'm sure his schemes and his plans are going to be great. So we want to make sure that guy has time to do that. So
100%. Yeah,
yeah. So
yeah.
all right, man. I saw this on X this morning. I think Vikes Now. Shout out to Vikes Now. They shared this about Jefferson, which I didn't know. He's currently chasing the most receiving yards in his first 6 seasons.
Yep.
Can you guess who the record holder is right now?
No, it's Randy.
Okay, Randy Moss. There you go. So Randy Moss, 8,375 yards during his first season. Jefferson is currently at 7,432 yards. So about 900 and some change below there. Here's my over under for you. Does Jefferson get it within 10 games or does it take him the whole season?
Ooh, I like that. I mean, as a dope with hope, I'm gonna say I'll take the under 10 games, but is it 10 and under, or
10? Yeah, he can play in his 10th game
so
and get
I
it.
get the 10th? Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll take the under.
So, yeah, roughly he's got to go about 100
100
yards a
yards a
game
game.
for the first
Yeah.
10.
Assuming he stays healthy,
Yeah,
I feel like he's gonna get there, especially with the lack of depth at wideout we have right away.
yeah,
You know that they're gonna be looking at him,
for sure.
getting the ball in his hands any way they can, short passes, whatever. So yeah, I think he's gonna get there.
I'm gonna be right there. I'm gonna buy on that as well. I think he's gonna do it within 9 games,
Oh, I
Darin.
love it. I love it.
Oh, well, hey, we promised you guys something, and we want to make sure we do that. So we're going to be dropping another podcast later this week. to discuss our predictions on the entire NFL schedule for the Vikings this season. So we'll be walking game by game, discussing our thoughts, opinions, and then, of course, at the end, we'll be tallying up how many wins we think the Vikings are going to finish with, as well as losses. And so we hope you guys will follow along with that later this week. Please make sure subscribe, follow along to the channel on any of the podcast platforms. Darin, man, it's coming. Do you feel it?
Oh man, we're what, 2 weeks from the first game right now.
Coming
I
today.
mean,
Today.
2 weeks from right now, we're gonna be, just anticipating kickoff.
Oh
It's gonna
man.
be amazing, man.
Ripe
Can't wait.
with anticipation. So
Yes,
make sure,
sir.
yeah, tune in for next week. As always, Vikings family, we skull, you skull, we all skull together. We'll see you guys later this week.
Go.